My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back once again to Rimworld. Now, in the time between the previous episode and this one, I have made a few changes off camera, and before I unpause and let the game progress, I just want to talk about those changes with you first of all. The major change is this field here, which was originally a relatively small rice field, a relatively small potato field, and a relatively small berry field in this area, has now been merged into one huge rice field. The idea with that is it should help stave off the future lack of food issues that we were plagued with in the recent past. So fingers crossed now, that field there, combined with our large cornfield and our reasonably sized wheat field, we should be good on the whole food front. I also dug out this room here. Obviously this was part of the kitchen expansion, and as you can see I've installed the butcher's table into this room with a chair, so now the butchery can take place in its own specified room. As you will know, we haven't done much butchery work yet, simply because it's still relatively dangerous to head out beyond the safety of our little compound here because of all the jungleisks currently inhabiting the map. Another change is I've tweaked some of the priorities for our colonists ever so slightly, nothing major, but enough just to hopefully balance out their activities a little better. There are now times when they do become idle, as we have 3 at the moment, but I can live with that. As you can see, we've got plenty of food, so there's no need for cooking, there's no harvesting or sowing that's required, and we have no construction projects lined up, nor any mining. Obviously these mining tiles here are unavailable. At the moment as well, you can see this ore vein has been dug into somewhat, and you can see the fruits of our labour here in our little stockpile as we've increased our steel stocks quite considerably. The last change that I have made is in our food restrictions. I have edited the lavish food restriction, and now if we go to, where is it raw resources? No, foods, raw food, here we go. Vegetarian raw food, I've gone through and disabled the consumption of various raw ingredients, including rice, corn, potatoes and wheat, and that should then stop our colonists grabbing a handful of corn to eat, as opposed to cooking up some meals or taking a meal off the shelf. Other than that, nothing else has changed. Randy Random was very quiet in the 10 or so minutes I was doing that between episodes, so there's been no major changes as of yet, so I think we're now in a position to restart the game and keep an eye on what everybody's up to. Garcia's doing a bit of cooking, Python and Leslie are meditating, and James is now playing a game of chess. So we've now got our first quest of the episode, Extreme Hyenas. Caravans of the Itraro Union are being harassed by 3 man-hunting hyenas. High Chief Billa Turkey wants your help to draw the beasts away from the caravans. The hyenas will arrive at Tona River 8 hours after you accept. Now that's a pretty straightforward and pretty easy quest for us to take on. We are well secluded and well fenced in, so the hyenas won't be able to reach our colonists, so we can just leave them roaming around outside and pay them very little mind. In terms of rewards, we can get an advanced component and 57 silver, an obsidian masterwork double bed, or 11 goodwill and 2 Glitterworld medicine. Now I think I'm going to go for this one. The advanced components have no use for us right now and won't be for the foreseeable future. The obsidian double bed would be nice, but it would trigger, no doubt, some jealous rages from Garcia or Leslie, no matter who had it. So I think we'll go for the Glitterworld medicine. That's always useful when we have an extreme infection or injury. And the goodwill, well, it is what it is. So let's accept for the goodwill and the Glitterworld medicine. So within 8 hours time, the hyenas are going to wander onto the map and they're going to exhaust themselves barking at the door. Okay, our second event of the episode. A psychic wave has swept over the landscape. Your colonists are okay, but it seems many of the boomalopes in the area have been driven insane. Let's see, how many do we have? Is it just the one mad boomalope? It looks like it is. So once again, we're pretty well protected from the boomalope, so we can disregard that little incident. There's another one there as well. So it looks like we've got two angry boomalopes who want to get to us but are going to have a hard time doing so. The other thing that did occur between episodes I forgot to mention was we'd finished the research of great bows. In the meantime, while I'm talking about that, here come the man-hunting hyenas. So we are fairly safe. They are driven insane by the disease known as scaria. They will roam the region hunting for humanoid flesh. Hide inside and you will be safe. They will leave in 1 or 2 days. You can hide, wait them out, or fight them. Well, we're going to wait them out and hide. So that's the hyenas from the quest there now on the map. Whereabouts are they? Here they come. There's 3 of them there as we can see from a distance. Now, as I was saying, we finished the research of great bows in the interim period between episodes. So next we are going to go for carpet making. Obviously I discussed that in the last episode. Carpet making unlocks things that you cannot build because they require means that none of your people believe. Well, that's only certain styles of carpet that we are locked out of, which is no problem. And immediately Garcia and Leslie will start researching. Once we get the carpets unlocked and we get a little bit more cotton, we only have, I believe it's only 28 units left available to us. We will start putting down some carpets in our base. That'll improve obviously the beauty rating of the rooms, which is going to keep our colonists pretty damn happy, which is always a bonus. So in the meantime, there's not much yet I've got planned for this episode in terms of building or expansion. So obviously, as we can see, Python and James are quite idle today. Although there's a bit of rice what could have done with harvesting theirs. Python has just taken care of that. So we're going to leave James just to do his own thing for a little while. As soon as a job on his priority list does become available, such as sowing or harvesting, he will take care of it, as we can see right there. I'm also thinking about installing a bathtub and having a washroom area. At the minute we have the sink for washing, which obviously does help our colonists' hygiene, and they can wash indoors rather than having to go outside to the primitive well that we have out here. Although, as we just saw there, Python opted to wash himself in the water book that we have outside. So I suppose it's a dealer's choice as to how they wish to keep themselves clean, bearing in mind that Python has recently developed the slob trait, if you remember. If we just look at his biography here, slob. So that means he will only wash when absolutely necessary, which is fine, although we can, as we can see here, encourage Python to do it manually by right-clicking one of our washing areas and clicking the action wash. So Leslie and James are our first colonists to rouse themselves from their slumber for the day. Leslie starts her day with some research. James is doing a bit of wandering around, which is fine, that's up to him. And here we go, here are the Glitterworld medicine units as a reward for our quest, so we'll get those hauled urgently. They might come in handy a little bit later on. At the moment we have no need for them, but it's going to be better to have them than not, I am sure. The handy thing about James currently being idle is that the first bit of dirt that develops in the base, James will go and clean it up, which is great, keeps a cleanliness up there, and it also keeps the mood or the room ratings relatively high as well. Our crops are coming along slowly. Obviously the volcanic winter is affecting our plant growth rate, which may explain the issues we had with our food reserves in the previous episode. But now that we have the larger fields, I think we should be okay. We have plenty of corn in our storage area, as we can see, as well as quite a few berries here, although they do expire in a few days' time, as we can see as well. Now, the problem with this storeroom now is because we've got this log boiler and the hot water tank in there, if we open the temperature overlay, we can see that in this room it is 28 degrees Celsius. That's obviously going to cause our food to perish just a little bit faster. Speaking of food, it seems that whoever's been doing some recent cooking, it looks like it was Garcia. Oh no, Garcia's got food poisoning. Could have been Python who did the cooking, but a few of our colonists have now developed food poisoning. Luckily, there's no major tasks assigned to them at the moment, so it's not the end of the world. It's just a minor annoyance that we're going to have to keep on top of and deal with. So we've had a spacecraft chunk crash land nearby, which we can deconstruct. We'll do that as and when we feel it necessary. At the moment, it isn't necessary. The eagle-eyed amongst you may notice we have some components in stock at the moment. That's because this shuttle that crashed somewhere over here several episodes ago was deconstructed off camera, and that yielded those components there. So at the risk of tempting fate, it has been a relatively calm and peaceful episode thus far, with no major curveballs thrown our way, courtesy of Randy Random, which is always nice. But as I said, that could be tempting fate, because you never know what's around the corner. And we don't want to get too reliant on this period of calm and tranquility. So our carpets are almost fully researched, as we can see, and there they are now. Let's go to the research screen, and I'll just pause the game in the background while we take a moment to look at this at our leisure. We could go for terrain rehabilitation, and I think we will go for that, because then we can actually manually soil tiles. I've never tried it yet, but if we could soil over this dense mud here and increase its fertility, that's going to help our crops in this little area. We can also get rid of some of this soil as well, hopefully, if I'm understanding the mod's function correctly. That remains to be seen, of course. Now, one thing we have unlocked is carpets, as we can see, and we have a few choices here. We have red carpet, which is just your plain carpet, obviously a variety of colours available, and we have fine carpets available as well. Obviously the fine carpets, they take a lot more cloth, 35 units per cell, as opposed to just 7 for your bog standard carpets. We've only got 28 units of cloth available anyway, so we're not going to get any carpets laid down anytime soon. Garcia's reinforced her food poisoning, if you will. That's restruck again. I guess this is Python who's been cooking, which is causing the problem. So I think what we'll do is we shall tone down Python's cooking inclinations to level 4 and have Garcia as our designated chef. In compensation for that, we'll increase the research priority of both Python and Leslie. So while Garcia is cooking, Python and Leslie, as we can see, will go ahead and take her place at the research table. Garcia is our key researcher here, as we can see, almost level 17 intellectual skill, which is fantastic, and that explains why we're motoring through the research all of a sudden. We have our first batch of biosolids up here from our biosolid composter. So now we can start looking at fertilizing some areas. Now I had seen that quite recently, and I'm struggling to remember whereabouts I had seen it. So fertilize area. designate areas to be fertilized with biosolids. So let's add a fertilizer area and we'll fertilize our potatoes, and we'll go for the corn as well. And why not, let's also go for the rice. There we go, that's our little crop patch there being fertilized. It looks like they only fertilize the areas that are less than 100% fertility by default. So that's increased fertility from dense mud 80% to 88%. So every little helps, and that should increase our crop yield and production time, which is always nice. As we can see, our sewage outlet is working here. The sewage percentage over here is just about 350%, which is quite insane. So it's been pumped out properly and effectively. As we see here as well, the pit is stuck at 0% because it's not having the time to accumulate in the pit before it's flushed out through our outlet down here. So I'm not sure where they found the biosolids to put in the composter. It may be that we had some fecal sludge lying around from before the plumbing went in and they utilised that. As I said in the last episode, I think one thing I would like to do is actually zone another bathroom, and what we'll do, we'll plan this first of all, and we'll have this bathroom sort of like down here. We'll make it a fairly large bathroom because the plan is to have various stalls, if you will, sort of like that. So there'll be 1, 2, 3 stalls with a latrine and a door for privacy. I think we'll make it that. There we go. So that'll be where the toilets are, and then we'll have some sinks and the likes in here. It's close to our plumbing, so we can get it all plumbed in. But I think we'll leave the latrines unplumbed, or at least 1 or 2 of them, just so we can harvest the fecal sludge to put into our composter so we can keep our crops nicely fertilized. Okay, so we've got blight of the wheat plants, and that's pretty much all of them affected by the blight. That's rather unfortunate, so let's get all these cut down because it will spread very quickly. So that'll be James, Leslie and Python occupied for the next hour or so while they get that done. In the meantime, I'm going to start ordering the mining zone up, like so, in preparation for our new bathroom. So because they're re-sowing as they cut, as we can see, the blight is spreading to the new plants. So let's select those ones and have them flagged for immediate removal. Luckily it's not spreading like wildfire, although if the colonists keep wandering away like this, it will do. I was going to say it's not going to spread like wildfire, but we can see it's slowly spreading to some of the new crops. Unfortunately, everybody's preferring to harvest rather than cut the blight away. In fact, I think what we shall do is we shall have James force cut this wheat away just to prevent the blight spreading. This is going to be quite a tedious process because he keeps wanting to go back to harvest the rice. In fact, do whatever you want. We can always come back to the wheat. It's not like we're going to lose much crop growth even if the new plants are infected. So it is what it is. And as we can see, this newly expanded field has given us a very good yield. 366 units of rice have been harvested from, what's that, about half of the field. If that, maybe 40% of the field there. So that's really, really encouraging and promising to see. Let's make sure this new spread of blight is cut down before it can spread and cause too much damage. Of course, they're now all deciding to wander away for the evening. So Python, you've drawn the short straw. You're going to stay outside and finalise the blight management. There we go. we can remove those. Those plants were never infected. So we got an achievement for that. Don't fear the Reaper. Harvest 100 wheat plants. Sadly, it wasn't a productive harvest as we were just culling the infected plants. But oh well, an achievement is an achievement, and I'll take it when they come. We've got a group of gorillas wandering in, or one gorilla. How are we doing for the Feralisks at the moment? Let's have a look. That's the wrong screen. Okay, so we've got, what's that, about a dozen to 15 Feralisks on the map at the moment. Not as bad as it used to be, for certain. I guess most of the local wildlife has now been eliminated, so there isn't quite enough to sustain a large population or a large brood of the jungleisks on this map anymore. On the one hand, that's positive for us. It makes the outside areas that little bit safer. On the other hand, if we had a large raid appear, one that's suitably well armed, then they may be able to fight through the remaining jungleisks and then turn their attention to us, which would be disappointing, especially because aside from a few flimsy walls which are good enough for wildlife, we don't have anything in the way of defences set up yet. So perhaps that might be something we want to consider in the not too distant future, just a bit of future preparation and future proofing for the soon to be increasing in hostility raids. Okay, so there's the terrain rehabilitation research now completed. Let's just see how this works, if we can find the option anywhere around. Perhaps it's in floors. Soil, standard soil, tastes like dirt. Okay, so if we were to say order that to be turned to soil, what will they do? Let's see here. Well, they actually do convert it to soil. Now I'm just deciding whether that's a bit overpowered, because there's no resources involved in this. And I don't know if it degrades over time, or perhaps if you plant on it and then after your first harvest it reverts back to the original ground type. I'm not so sure, but there's surely got to be some trade-off to be had with this, but we shall see. And I think as an experiment, what I'm also going to do is set some, perhaps that area as soil and see what it does to the plants. In the meantime, we've got a couple of visitors onto the map. They are relatively safe at the moment because it's night time, although the sun is about to rise, so you might want to think about making an exit as quickly as you can before the jungleisks wake up. I wonder if they're going to make it. They are fairly well removed from all the jungleisks on the map, so they should be okay now. As we see, the jungleisks tend to be congregating down here. So yes, I think that's one of the first, apart from the trade caravan in the previous or so episode, one of the first few groups to visit us who, well, they didn't visit us, they passed by. But yes, the first wanderers onto the map who survived. I suppose it's just fortuitous timing. But oh well, a survival's a survival. Let's get all that hauled out. That's the new bathroom carved out, or the additional bathroom, I should say. It's not really new, it's not a replacement. And what we'll do, we shall put some torches in here. We have not enough wood stored, of course we don't, so that's one thing I'll take care of in a moment. But first of all, we'll get everything queued up ready. And we'll have, where's the stall door? There is a stall door somewhere, it might be in hygiene. Indeed, there it is. And we'll have wooden stall doors here. And then we want wooden latrines here, here, and here. And as I said, we maybe plumb one of those in and leave the other two to one side, so we can harvest the fecal sludge for the biosolids composter. But yes, we need some more wood, so let's get that sorted out. How much wood do we have ready for chopping here? We don't want to chop our cocoa tree, so be careful what you select in there. There we go. That should be more than enough to keep us going for the time being. So as you can see, the soil did just fit in underneath our plants without any interruption to the plants. And that's now converted it from, what was it, 88% fertility to 110. Now I'm going to have to do some research on that mod and see if there's any sort of trade-off. Because if not, that seems extremely overpowered. In the meantime, we have somebody crashing down. They are an enemy. This is Grey Gabanma. This is a female human from the Bodordo kinship. They're not too badly wounded. That might change in a few moments if the jungleisks pay attention to them, and it looks like they are doing... Oh no, I thought they were going for the gorilla. They are not. What is a gorilla? It's just moving around. There we go. It didn't take her long. One of the baby jungleisks actually finished her off, and the others are going to come for a little meal. So yes, that's another enemy down, I suppose. Through very little involvement or input from ourselves. Thank you, Mr. Jungleisks. So yes, there's the... no, there's steel latrines, that's unfortunate. But there's the new bathroom. That door is in a weird place. I'm going to remove that door and have it reinstalled here. So we want structure, wooden door, and in fact we'll have one there as well. There's a caravan from Ember approaching. These are a bulk goods trader. No doubt, yep, here they come. Although they do have some automatic weaponry, so they might be okay. Let's see how they survive. Well, that's one of the more mature jungleisks taken care of. I'm not sure where the body went. What happened to the body? Oh, wait. Did somebody move it? I'm not sure why. But it looks like they're going to safely make it to our base, so we shall open the door. And hopefully they'll make their way fully into our compound and we can do a bit of trading here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so they're not coming in any further with the looks of it. James, what are you doing? You're building a roof. Where are you going to build a roof? There. You know, I'd rather you didn't do that. No, you're going to do it anyway. Well, while you're protected with this caravan nearby, why not? The jungleisks up here, wherever they've got to. These have recently eaten, so you should be okay. Fingers crossed, of course. There you go. Nice and safe. Okay, so the trade caravan doesn't seem to want to enter the compound, as we can see. So I think we'll send Garcia out to meet them and just see what they have available. We also need to set our new research project. I forgot to do that. What did we... It was terrain rehabilitation, wasn't it? Let's have a quick look through and decide what we want. A septic tank, perhaps? Sure, why not? Gives us another option for handling our sewage, rather than just dumping it into this little jungle marsh bit here. So that's got to be worthwhile, surely. Okay, so here we go. What can we sell you? Well, the berries are nearly expired, so you can have those. You can have the bird skin and the camel hide. You can have that poor quality shirt and that quite degraded shirt as well. We could sell some of our excess corn. We have a lot of it. Do they have anything we'd want in return? Not really. No, we'll just take the silver. Garcia, where are you? Could you please make sure you bring the silver back with you? There we go. And then now that that's done, let's block off the door once again. And we'll leave the caravan to their business. So yet another successful caravan to the jungle. Seems that the spiders are losing their touch. Garcia's trying to convert Leslie. We don't want to lose our own research, which is at the moment our most talented researcher, I should say, is Garcia. It would be nice to keep her on hand. Obviously, I know that Leslie and Python have been doing some of the research lately, but that is primarily Garcia's role, as we can see, and her skill is something we want to keep for ourselves. Okay, so that's the trade caravan departing. They did lose a few members of their caravan, but not too many. They've successfully left the map, as we can see. So with them on their way, I think that's where we'll draw an end to this episode as well. So thank you very much for watching and your patronage. I hope you're still enjoying the series. We seem to be on a bit of a stronger footing now with the increased farm areas, and this soil rehabilitation here is something of a game changer, although I'm still unsure as to whether I want to use it any further because it seems a bit overpowered in my opinion, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But for now, all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. From us here at the Rimworld, it's ta-ta for now.